With the growth of social media and popularity of online platforms such as YouTube, there has been significant changes in how we consume content. This has also led to an increase in the number of persons who, outside visiting YouTube regularly, want to become YouTubers. On today's episode, we'll be speaking with content creators who have successfully built brands off this platform. I am Tomike at Ndani's Tea Room, and this is Real Talk. Is it just me or there's been a certain YouTube craze lately? I'm talking about increase in YouTube content creators.
Yeah. Yes, most definitely.
You think so?
Everybody wants to have a YouTube channel now.
And I think that COVID also didn't help because a lot of people had more time on their hands and they were like, okay, let me try my luck. So, yeah.
And, there's so much stuff that people are doing now because of the idle time.
Yeah.
And I don't mind. I don't know. People should complete it.
This is the Devil's Workshop. We can't complete that one. So you think it's just because of the lockdown, COVID, because people are idle?
I feel like people are watching more and discovering more YouTubers, and from there they are inspired to start their own channel. So from that time, the idle time, they're tend to watch, creators doing their thing, and like, why can't I do this? Why do I have to always sit back and watch? So I feel like that is gingering them to start their channel.
But I think that way before like everything happened in March, that there was this gradual thing. I see a lot of people before COVID just trying to get onto the platform as well.
Sure.
So it wasn't COVID, like it's just like everybody joined TikTok when everything so something like that. So yeah, people had more time on their hands.
True, but I also agree with you on how you said it's probably because they're watching and they're feeling inspired. But I also think people think YouTube is like an easy way to
walk
fame.
In the park.
Yes.
So the platform
they are
really
so wrong.
They are so wrong.
They are so wrong.
So they're not wrong.
They are wrong, my sister. I wanted you to speak. I didn't want to speak from my perspective because what I'm going through right now.
I feel like sometimes those of us who have been doing it because me, they had me talk. I just open my mouth and be talking.
Yeah.
And even before we started, I was having this conversation with Eric about how brands will reach and be like, the first email, we are in a hurry. I'm like, how are you in a hurry in your first email? Like, we've not even said hello, hi to each other.
Yeah, in a hurry.
And it's not like...
Sometimes it's subject to be urgent.
Urgent? Yes, actually.
Do you understand? And I'm like, we've not even said anything like, and it's this whole thing of people actually thinking that maybe I just mount my phone on top of one carton in my house and just film, and after everything, the thing edits itself. So YouTube takes a lot of work. I don't think that you can compare the amount of work required on that platform to any type of any other platform. I got to a point where I found that I had to pace myself. I was doing 3 times a week. When I said that Eric screamed 3 times a week, but I was putting out content 3 times a week. So it's you thinking of the ideas, thinking of a schedule, thinking of how it will go, thinking of the route you would take with the just like everything. It's a lot. Yeah.
It is indeed a lot.
Yeah.
Many of the people that we're seeing on YouTube these days, the new wave of YouTube content creators are the young ones, fresh out of uni, and you're like, what can I do? Okay, maybe YouTube will bring money, but is that true? Does it really bring money into your pockets?
Well, not fresh out of school and deciding to make money from YouTube, no.
Yeah.
So you have to.
So it's not possible. But don't we have situations where, people just post a video and it just goes viral?
Yes, one person posted a baby's video or something and then got a billion views. But that's not you. You are black, first of all, then you are Nigerian. So the algorithm is, yes, people watch videos, right? But if they had to see 2 thumbnails, Fisayo's thumbnail and then the white person's thumbnail.
Talking about the same exact thing.
They're going to click the white person's thumbnail.
Yeah. If people are watching my makeup tutorials, they are probably black. And even me as a black creator, I am most likely targeting black consumers. Like with them, I think that they're targeting everybody. Ideally, anybody who could find that review helpful. Yeah. With me, most of the time, I'm not factoring in like white women or how certain products will work on their skin. So the thing about it is now I'm not really targeting just Nigerians. I'm trying to appeal to anybody who looks like me or who could potentially learn something from my videos. Yeah.
You've recognized your niche, you've identified it, and you're sticking with it. But I know that you didn't just recognize it all of a sudden. How did you decide to stick to that niche?
Please, my niche is ever evolving. If tomorrow is bungee jumping, is raining, and I can do it, I'm going to do it. See, let me tell you guys. I started out, I love this. It's so funny because I started out with beauty and lifestyle. So beauty was not even lifestyle. Lifestyle is later. I started out with beauty. I was doing my makeup, drawing eyebrows, all of that. And it was doing okay for a while, right? Moved back in 2016, decided to do YouTube full time. And 99.9% of the beauty brands here, they didn't understand the importance of influencers. They didn't want to work closely with creators like me, YouTubers especially. These people wanted to work with like maybe mainstream celebrities. Sure. They didn't really understand the importance of people who people come to for product recommendations, which was essentially what I was. So I went through this whole thing of like being upset about it. I remember kind of trying to tackle some of the issues we had and people not understanding the importance of YouTube creators within the beauty community. So I went through all of that, but then while I was kind of struggling to be seen, I realized that I had to kind of diversify things a bit. So I really started vlogging and I started incorporating lifestyle heavily into my content. And people actually wanted to see that. They wanted to see what my everyday life was like. They wanted me to go take them grocery shopping, go do my hair. And now I have, like, my rate card is so diverse with like my media kit now. I am no longer just within that beauty thing. It's still there heavily. When you're talking about beauty creators in Nigeria, I'm always at least top 5, I would say, or top 3. But I removed myself from that box. And with that, please. And some of these people in this people's industry, like tech people, they have money. They have the budget. You're not trying to, it's not like me and me speaking English trying to convince you. They have money looking for who to give it to.
So let's talk about your niche.
I was a graphic designer when I started out.
Oh, wow.
I love computers, and it just sort of flowed into making videos about smartphones. I wish I could make videos about the latest phones that come out, like when they come out. But first of all, these companies have like the global side of their brand, and then they have like the local side. If I'm going to get those phones, I have to import them.
Wow.
By the time I get them here, everybody else has made videos on it in the US or the countries where they are
for
made.
us
So
as well.
it is probably worthless. The money I spent to buy the phone, I'm not going to make it back.
Yeah.
So I think it's the fact that there are some companies that are based here has been sort of a blessing in disguise for us. That we're able to work directly with them. For tech, is good that they have sort of the ear for content creators.
So are you sticking to tech or?
I've started tech and I want to stick to tech, but I want to try different kinds of tech eventually. No.
Okay, Eric, to your story.
So, unlike him, I just, YouTube was just like, somebody bought a new phone in the office, and then my boss held the camera in front of, behind me, and I showed people what was inside the box. That was it.
And you uploaded that?
Yeah, that was it. And then I did it like 3 times over, 4 times over, and all of a sudden, a brand reached out to me. I was like, come and review. I had like maybe 200 subscribers.
Wow.
Like 200 subscribers. They're like, come and unbox our phone, and I did
So
it.
people are always watching.
I mean,
and the thing I think is there are not a lot of, for a very long time, there are not a lot of people in their niche in tech Nigeria here. So if you're looking for people and you can't find, and you find someone with 200, that's
you grab the person.
That's what it was for me. So I can't really relate to a lot of small YouTubers now that are struggling with 10,000 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, because it was not a struggle, because I was not sure if that's what I even wanted to do. It was just just record and put it there. I didn't know what subscribers even was like until it got to 100. I was like, what's this number? What's this number? And I was like, so subscribers, what does it actually mean? Because I'm seeing the views of maybe like 7,000 views with maybe 100 subscribers. Like, this is the 7,000 I'm looking at. Which one is this 100? But eventually I figured it out, and somebody helped me set up my AdSense. Now I can do it, but then I was just like, AdSense.
Are you a full-time YouTuber now?
Yeah, now I am.
Great.
So the idea for me was to review affordable phones that big YouTubers don't review, because almost everybody reviews the latest, the best and greatest, and now I review like
that
very,
is actually
very
interesting
phones.
Yes, that's a very interesting
masses,
niche.
I guess.
So is it basically on YouTube you just do you until someone notices?
Well, so there's this thing that I sort of followed before. It was like, if you want to get paid making videos, you should start making the videos that you want to get paid for.
Because many people just think once you jump on YouTube, they start paying you.
Everybody that asks me about YouTube, I just tell them, don't forget about that money.
Exactly, don't.
Which is why I would probably say you shouldn't save up to start. Because I watched a video of yours where you said you can start with your phone, which is very true. true.
Yeah.
You don't have to save up to buy.
If we had the quality of phones, all these Xiaomi's, people are talking about, if I had it, or if we had it around the time that, the cameras you get on phones these days are bad. Like, we didn't have that. When I got like my most recent phone, I remember like, immediately they said that it films like the latest iPhone films 4K, because vlogging with cameras in certain spaces in Lagos is a problem.
Yes.
And then you can get very good videos with your iPhone. I'm like, I switched to vlogging in certain spaces with my phone, so it's the convenience. If we had this type of phones then, I would never have. But just like the two of them, I also didn't start YouTube thinking I could make money off of it. Like, I was just like, it was fun. Like, what I think excited me more than anything was the possibility of people recognizing my work. I remember the day that YouTube people dragged me to their office, they were like, you can make money out of this. And I still didn't believe them, because after the whole talk, they told me to start using copyright-free music. I still went back and I was putting my banky W, and they were still giving me copyright strikes. So I didn't really believe them, you know. And YouTube kind of helped me set up AdSense, because I was literally the only Nigerian YouTuber they knew at the time. My eyebrow tutorial had gone viral, and they were like, the email was like, are you in Nigeria? They wanted to confirm. And they now kind of explained it, and then I had brands start reaching out to me, oh, let's pay you to talk about my hair. And I know that they were paying me very little at the time, but I didn't even believe that it was something that I could get paid for. It was until I realized, you know, that for this one free hair or whatever it is, they end up making about 10-15 sales. You actually understand then that, okay, you actually should be charging them something for all this work that you put in.
And there's something else you said, filming with a phone. I film with a phone. I still film with a phone. I plan to do the whole upgrading thing, but as soon as I did one video, I filmed with a phone that got 2 million views. I decided, okay, so...
Like, why are you stressing yourself then?
Yes.
Can we just continue with the phone? So you intend to film with your phone for a very long time?
That's literally what my brand is about as well, because now people kind of look up to me as someone who films with a phone and still has the numbers. So like, you don't need to, you know, save all that money if you don't have the money. You don't have to go. I feel
like you're attacking me, Eric.
With me, Sha, I think that it's more of like, it's also the niche thing, because with makeup tutorials, like, it's very, very important that the subject is in focus and the background isn't so busy. It kind of helps a lot. So you need to invest in a lens that would help you blur out and make whoever it is that is the subject stand out. It's just you kind of working with what you have. Like, with a lot of the cameras now can do so much for you. So don't hang up on the what I have. And let me tell you, acquiring gadgets can actually also become a bad habit. I know that I've gotten to points in my life where you kind of believe that, oh, you go and watch all these people that are flying drones, flying helicopters, and like, I need to change everything in my life. And then you're looking at all this good work you're doing, and you're feeling like, you're constantly feeling like it has to, you need new gear. That's not, people are coming back to your channel for you.
Sure.
More than anything.
It's more about the...
So whatever you have, go easy. You don't have to have everything.
I also remember the story of someone, a lady at a boutique. She owned the boutique, so we just got talking. I went to buy a few things, and then she was telling me about how she thought she could even be a YouTuber, and she spent 5 million naira to buy cameras, lights. This is someone that has no idea.
Like, she's not even invested in it that much.
And she's not even someone that has the personality. And she spent 5 million naira buying, you know, lights, cameras, setting up a studio, and at the end of the day, everything is just there. So I agree with you when you tell younger YouTubers that they don't have to. Because at the end of the day, it's more of trial and error. Some people think they can start off, and then 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they realize that this YouTube is not for me. So it's better to start.
No, that's a constant.
Yeah, a lot of people.
No, that's like it's you know that people go from saying, oh, YouTube is easy, and then they try it and they see me on the road and they're hailing me to Alex. And I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, this thing that you're doing, it looks easy, but it's not. It's actually not. And
no, you're your own finance person.
You're your own finance person. You're your own admin. You're your own videographer. You're your own editor. Even I'm at a point, I think it's old age that is doing me, because if I sit down to edit for more than if I sit down to edit for a very long time, my mind is like, you're looking at the screen for nothing less than 8 hours at a go. It's taking a toll on you. So it's that filming, and it's also you just not, and you don't also like, you also get to a point where you don't also keep filming for filming's sake. You have to start putting things into consideration, because you're looking at numbers and you're looking at performance. And if I think that the videos are sponsored, the pressure is a lot higher, because you feel like you have to deliver a certain way to the clients who have paid money so that they can come back again. So with me, on an average, it takes me about 2 days as well. So I can actually do the editing like 7 to 8 hours, give one video 7 to 8 hours editing. On some days when, like, if they are very, very short videos, like I can actually maybe do 2 in a day, like at my fastest. But the reason why I'd say a video will take 2 days now is because I give special attention to my thumbnails. So the thing about YouTube is that you have to look at the whole thing as if it's a package. You can spend like, you know, I invest in cameras. I can use drones and jump off Mount Kilimanjaro, but if my thumbnails don't call to action, then it's pointless, because that's sometimes when you can click on a video on YouTube and you're watching it and you're like, what is this nonsense? But what actually made you click is the thumbnail. I've seen creators do this a lot. Let's say that you started out with videos that do really great, and then your views drop. And they're like, oh, people are just not interested in watching me anymore. I went through that phase in 2017 and 18, and that's not true. People are interested in watching you, but the thing about it is that just like trends come and go, YouTube trends come and go. And you have to be very, very conscious about it. And people would like to come and be like, oh, I started out with this thing called Ankara Inspired Tutorials, and people would be like, oh, Dimma, you're no longer doing Ankara Inspired Tutorials anymore. And then if I had been listening to people who would say they used to miss old things, my channel would probably not be growing. I had to learn to go and start looking at my analytics, because more than anything, your YouTube analytics actually tells you what people like, tells you how people behave. And outside of even like using things as standouts, I've watched and seen a lot of research done on like being consistent sometimes, because sometimes people would want to watch a video from you, but then if there's a certain way that you always edit your thumbnails, people will even unconsciously click on it without even reading what is on it, because the way you've edited it it's this person, so we know, okay, they have a new video. And as far as I'm concerned, that's all that matters.
What are some of the challenges of creating content in Nigeria, of being a YouTuber generally?
Earlier, generator sound.
She has not even finished
Carpentry. That's the thing.
Oh my God,
they're always fixing something.
Yes, I was on a Zoom video the other day, and the clients had to say, what's that bang bang bang? And I had to call my husband and say, baby, call them that they are banging something, they should stop now. Yeah. It's really frustrating in Nigeria.
Nigeria is generally a very noisy country. You might not know inside your house when the AC is on, but Nigeria is, when you start trying to do things that don't require like noise interference, you actually know that we're generally, the country is noisy.
Because I live in an estate within an estate. I don't even hear church or mosque sounds. So I don't hear those, but carpentry and building, and it's crazy.
My own is different. Like one video, like two video I uploaded to it was chicken. Chicken was not like the cook kept on going. People are not telling me about one rude boy gist. I should go and carry the chicken and cook it and eat it so it will stop. But like so many things. Wow. And the same the carpentry thing, because I live in a flat. One day, I remember I called management. I said, one day people will rebuild this house. If you people don't rebuild it, you will not rest. Because every time I sit down to film, that is when people want to do something. You know, so it's the noise. And outside of that, there's generators as well. Yes. Nigeria is noisy.
How about location as well? Earlier on, you mentioned bringing out your camera at certain places. Dimma, share your story.
It's deep and deep. Like, I don't know. Like, I remember the last Wasbos, I think I have somebody in the comment section. She said, yes, that somebody could be out with his mistress and you would accidentally catch the person. I say, your problem is not that the person went out with mistress and left wife at home. It's that Dimma accidentally captured them in action. I'm like, it's not that deep, because every other country I've gone in the world, Tomike, I can vlog. Even in Kenya, even when I went to Ghana, you can vlog. And this whole thing is that, because if you leave restaurants, even people who create actual content, mainstream content, you would know, they have issues like you cannot film in the beach, you cannot film on the streets. There are people who are asking you, so what do you want me to film? It's things like that. So these restaurants, and a lot of them are not even thinking about how much they could potentially gain from that level of awareness. Exactly. You know, and of course I'm not going to enter anywhere and start vlogging everybody, like showing everybody's face. That's not. So for you to actually not, like, you're not, the things you focus on are things that don't make sense, like the people who could be caught in your eating establishment, like, and you're not thinking of the amount of money you could make and how you could showcase your service and show how good. Like, I'm telling you, like, every place, other country I've been in the world, and this is not even like an African thing, like Ghana, Kenya, I've not had issues vlogging in these places. You're allowed to come and people say, oh, please tag us. Anything you take, please tag us. And they take out their time to even like kind of treat you well. I'm not asking for extra treatment or whatever, or, you know, preferential treatment or whatever, but it's a problem here.
Let's talk about funny client experiences. You've had to work with a wide range of brands, both locally and internationally. Dima, I know you have so much to
with me.
Okay, we'll end with you, Eric.
I will talk from now till.
So for me, I feel like it's the opposite. I don't work with them when they like display funny behavior from the emails. I feel like I now know how to detect it fast. When people come, they send emails and tell me to promote a giveaway before the launch of a phone that I don't have, but I should tell people to click a link.
Do you understand?
And I'm like, no,
it doesn't work that way.
Yeah,
No,
I have to review the phone, and it's not even going to be, it doesn't have to be positive or negative. It could be whatever I feel. I'll say what I feel. Opinion. So that's most of the emails that come that are strange and look funny, look like that. Just foreign people.
Foreign people.
There's no Nigerian funny business.
And like the stories are never ending. There are people who would do funny things that like. I think that the two that stand out to me, one of them is a more recent one, and I want to use this video to warn people. And then the first one I'll say is people can be very, very funny. And this is also an advice I'm kind of putting out. If you're a content creator of any sort, like Instagram, YouTube, it doesn't matter. I think that email should be your primary means of communication with anybody. It shouldn't be phone calls. For the first time in my life, I had someone who represented a client lie. We kept on doing a lot of all these like phone conversations, and every time I tried to take it towards, it was God that saved me because I ended up sending one random email. But what had happened was, I gave a video idea. They kind of she approved it on the call. But then I later realized that she didn't run it through the client for approval. So when I did what she approved, which is typically what happens, because in most cases where you don't have direct access to the client, it's the agency you have access to. Whatever the agency says to you is law because you don't have access to the client. And I will now upload the video. She's telling me to take it down, that the client does not like it. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense because I didn't do anything outside of what we had agreed that I would do. So, because people can lie, and even when they don't mean to, sometimes it can be unintentional, especially let's say if the back and forth has been long, okay? There could be a lot of he said, she said. Just make sure that you keep it in a thread that everybody can refer to, because people will lie if they can. And outside of that, like, it's a typical, like, just trying to take advantage of me. We want you to post 100 things for 15 naira. Small things like that. People will say things like that. The one that I was complaining about these days, people send me an email. Hello, Dimma, we are in a hurry. Okay, so you're starting the email with, hello, Dimma, we are in a hurry. The email is urgent with 7 exclamation marks. And I'm like, we have not even I don't understand, what kind of high BP is this? Because we've not even said anything. So it's people trying to rush the process, people not wanting to pay you, and even when they pay peanuts, and people not just understanding that some of these things take time. So and people can lie. So be careful.
So, something else that affects it doesn't affect almost everybody, but as a YouTuber you're vulnerable because there are some clients that actually send emails. It seems legit. They want you to review an app. And
oh my god!
They are hackers. Steal your information.
They are hackers.
Yes. And
I was tweeting. I tweeted about it, and you replied the tweet. I was talking about a group of hackers. They were attacking me. What? Yes, they were emailing me between June and January, February, March, April, May, June. Okay, yeah, May and June, the month that comes before June. I couldn't remember what it was. And I remember I tweeted and you replied me. They'll now say, yes, you have to click on the link first to check it out.
Huh? So,
so you have to be very careful.
To promote like an antivirus or something.
Do you know how I caught one of them?
Video editing something.
When I realized that these people were all sitting inside one bunker, writing me emails with different email addresses, I sent one of them. I said, can you please send me a document or something, a brief, showing this product? And he went and sent me something that somebody else had sent me. And the funny thing is that he was trying to promote a completely different product, but he literally sent me the same document. And let me tell you, if you're working with a brand, I know that some new companies can maybe start with Gmail and their Gmail email addresses. Yes, there's a probability, but please make sure that when you're clicking on links or whatever, that is actually a company. Confirm the email address.
Yes.
It can redirect to a Gmail login screen, and then it will say you've forgotten your password. You should type your email and password. Once you do that, you grab that data. It will redirect. So you'll be forced to close it yourself. Wow. You've gotten your details. They log into your account.
It is crazy.
I've learned a lot. Thank you.
Don't lose your channel or social media.
Exactly. After working so hard. But on a final note, what will you be saying to new YouTubers that are trying to jump on this YouTube craze?
you have to brace yourself because the journey is long. Nobody has a YouTube career of more than 13 years. I think maybe the oldest person has a 13-year career, and unlike most careers, people can see trajectory of where they're going, but you really can't tell. So you just have to like walk in faith and be able to
evolve.
Yeah,
evolve.
Always.
That is such an important word. You being able to evolve, and because we tend to box ourselves in. It was what happened to me as well. I started out doing beauty. My channel wasn't doing well at a point, and it would have been so easy for me to say, "Oh, let me go and rest. Nobody wants to watch me again." But it's me being conscious. It was me deciding, okay, what is the algorithm telling me? What do I need to do? What are people now consuming in this community? Because you're good enough, but people also need to come back. Like they want to enjoy certain things. So
stay relevant.
Just be smart and be willing to evolve. Don't box yourself in. Even if you're at a place where you feel like, oh, you deserve certain things or you're entitled to certain things and you're not really seeing them, keep at it. Because one way or the other, those people will locate you. Your numbers, if you focus on growing them, you're going to attract the kind of people you potentially want to work with. So,
thank you. Desire, final words?
Yeah, like she said, she basically said everything. But I feel like that's how everybody does it. Oh, she said everything.
She said it all.
But yeah, I would still say the same thing. Like, don't go into it expecting. Like, I did a very foolish thing, to be honest, risking so much of money that I should have used to do. I don't even know what would I have used it to do, self.
But it was an investment at the end of the day.
Yeah, I feel like so. the way I sort of started was I've been making videos. I remember I went for this interview one time, and the guy was like, "Oh, you are making tech videos in Nigeria. Nobody's going to watch tech videos." At the time, it was just like maybe 2,000 subscribers then, and it was at an event, very nice event. It was a nice brand.
Did it hurt you?
I felt very bad because I was looking up to this person. For the person is a good photographer.
Wow.
And
Are you sure it's not jealous?
I when he said it, like I actually left the event after. I was like, I can't stay here again.
Have you seen the person recently?
No.
You need to see
He should
them.
see you now.
You need to pay them a visit.
It's a turtleneck on your channel that is popping.
So I left. So like I said, like, you know, in the beginning it's probably not going to be easy. It's not going to make sense. And like at that time I met the first company that gave me a smartphone to review. And it was I reached out to the head of the brand manager on Twitter. Yes. Wow. And he just checked the videos and it was like, wow, this is
you have to take it by force. You have to take what is yours.
They sent me a phone. I sent me another one, and
another one I like.
And the video did well. Like,
great. And you guys have a good relationship too.
Yes,
now.
Yes.
Great. Thank you very much. I genuinely enjoyed this conversation, and thank you for watching. Do continue the conversation in the comment section below. Feel free to follow us on our social media platforms. I'll see you in the next episode.